fellow crystal lovers. I've got a fun video for you today. This one has taken me quite a while to get all of the things to show you for this, but we're going to be going over some crystal fakes. And I'm going to go more into depth over each one later in the video. But first off, I got the idea to make this because my favorite crystal is a smoky quartz, which you guys all know, and that seems to be one that's faked quite a bit. When I say smoky quartz is faked, I'm not saying the crystal itself is fake. It's a real quartz crystal. However, the smoky color has been faked or possibly faked. So we'll get more in depth in that in a moment. But first off, I also want to tell you guys, I am not a geologist. Most of this information that I'm presenting to you guys are things that I have collected over the years just from being a crystal enthusiast. Some of it's been from websites. I know somebody that I follow that does have credentials and is a geologist is Hibiscus Moon. And I'll try to leave her channel, and she does a really good blog down below. She always wants you to be a part of her Crystal Academy, which, you know, if you want to do is fine. But yeah, she has some pretty good information about fakes, and she goes over a lot more in depth. She goes into the geology and scientific side. I'm just gonna say, hey, this is what it is, and not go too in depth with things today. But let's jump right into it because I've got quite a few to go over. So our first one is going to be smoky quartz. Smoky quartz. So what makes a quartz crystal smoky? Well, it turns its color after it's been formed in the earth. And what happens is it's been irradiated naturally. Radiation has been exposed to it naturally, and the aluminum bits in here turn a dark color when it's exposed to these radiation rays, gamma rays, X-rays, deep in the Earth's core. So it takes a lot of time, a lot of pressure to make a quartz a smoky quartz. But it's hard to tell the difference if something is real or fake. Now this one is real. It's a very light colored. It's actually a phantom that you can see maybe right there. But this particular one is a polished, natural smoky quartz. It's very light in color, almost brownish. So when you're looking for things, dealers are supposed to tell you if it's been man irradiated or not. Of course, you're not going to get that because once you know that it's been man irradiated and exposed to radiation, not naturally, you don't want to pay full price for this because it's not really technically real, you know? So they don't like to tell you these things. I have an example of what I think is a fake. And my first clue was I did buy this off of eBay, and they called it a black citrine. Again, I'm not a geologist, but I've never heard of a black citrine before in my life. But let's take a peek at this. Right off the bat, we can't even see through this sucker. Like, it is black, black, black. You can't see through it at all. It's black all the way down to the tip here. There's no variance in the color at all. First off, I don't know what this little spot is. Like, what is that? It doesn't look like a natural formation to me at all, so this was a giveaway, whatever this little melted piece is. But this over here is broke off, and by the way, when you expose it to certain things, you know, when you do it not naturally, I would assume it gets brittle. I don't know, but there's lots of chips here. Just strange. There's another strange formation. Looks like it was melted or something. But yeah, you can't see through this at all. It's got kind of like a weird opaque chalky film on it to begin with. Just because they sold it as a black citrine, I knew right away that this was fake. So I bought it to show you guys that I am 100% sure this is not real, and this has been altered by man to make it dark and black. It doesn't mean you don't have to like these. By all means, buy them. I did, you know, and I think I have a sneaking suspicion I have more that have been altered by man. But if I like it, I'm going to display it because I have a thing for dark, smoky quartz right now. But yeah, this guy, probably a fake. Here is an example of a real smoky one. And this is a Brazilian smoky quartz. And it's pretty dark, but let me try to catch it in the light. You can kind of see through it. It's not black to the point of no return. There's different colors in here. It's not all one solid black. There's variations of black and brown, maybe even some yellow in there. This is over here's a good, you can see here's some clear in here. There's darker in the middle. This is a real Brazilian smoky quartz. It's beautiful, a favorite piece of mine. But you can see they do get pretty dark. And there's also a variety of blackish, really dark smoky quartz called Morian, M-O-R-I-A-N. It's a particular type. It gets really dark too. I'd like to get my hands on some of that. But here's a Brazilian smoky. Now here's a guy, I don't know if it's real or fake. I want to say it's fake, but you guys see what you think. Let me just spin her around here. Now, I mean, it could be, when I purchased this and it didn't have too much of a label on it, but there is black quartz from Tibet. This did not cost enough to be black quartz from Tibet, so my suspicion is it's not. But see, this, you can't see through this one at all either. Black. And you do have some variations of color down here, but barely. I mean, it's kind of black all the way to the core, to the bottom. I don't know, but this tips broke off, and like my sneaking suspicion is that it gets brittle if it's exposed to radiation by man. Again, I don't know. You can look that up. I really don't know. But I have a sneaking suspicion that this is not real, and it's been darkened. But I think it's cool looking. I like this point here. And these are real crystals. This isn't glass. This isn't something formed in a factory. It's a real crystal. It's just had a little fluff and sparkle done to it. So I like it, and I'm going to continue to display it. And that's the most important thing. Okay, I have a couple more just examples. This is a real smoky. I got this from my local dealer, which I trust, and you can see through it. And in person, you can see that there's a lot of different colors going on. It's not one solid color of smoky. You've got lighter portions to the sides. It's deeper here. You've got some deepness down in here. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I think real smoky should look like. Again, I'm not a geologist. But I like this. I think this is real. I trust my local people. They've never steered me wrong, so I think this is real. And I also got this piece from my local crystal dealer. And you can see through this one, we've got different colors all throughout it. The bottom isn't the same color as the top. The black core doesn't go all the way through, strangely. It just looks to me like this is a legit piece of smoky, and I got it from somebody I trust, so I'm going to consider this real also. So yeah, I hope that gave you some ideas about smoky quartz. Again, I like dark quartz, and just because it's fake doesn't mean I'm not going to buy it. I like to look at them, so that's something you have to make a decision on for your own personal collection. All right, next we're going to talk about turquoise. Turquoise is a hard one. Let's get this up here. Now I know this is fake. How do I know it's fake? Well, first off, it's a very large necklace with lots of pieces. If this were real, it would probably be worth a small house. You know, it wasn't real. I think this was $40. Real turquoise is expensive. Fake turquoise is most likely dyed howlite. So this is most likely some dyed howlite. But it's okay to wear. I mean, I wear this with outfits. I don't have any display pieces or anything. Now, if I were going to get some turquoise to display, I would make sure it's the real deal, but it would be really expensive. So if you're buying a jewelry piece and you really want that real turquoise, if it's really expensive, it's probably real. And don't be afraid to ask whoever you're buying this from, is this real turquoise? Do you have anything in writing saying it's real? Where did it come from? I mean, if you're up in Ohio somewhere, you're probably not getting real turquoise coming out from the ground. If you're in Arizona, they probably do. So just keep an eye out for those things. But more than likely, if it's not hundreds or thousands of dollars, it's dyed howlite. Aura quartz. Really popular right now. Aura quartz, you know, it's not a fake stone. This is a real crystal underneath here. But it's been bonded with a precious metal, and this one was titanium. Titanium aura quartz. And it's pretty, ain't it? I mean, it's got all the rainbows in it. It's supposed to help align all your chakras, apparently. But this did not come out of the ground looking like this. If you want something natural that kind of has this flair to it, get some peacock ore. But this is not natural. It's been bonded with other precious metals. Now, you know, it's all natural, but the process to put them together is not. But they're really pretty, and I noticed they've been very popular here of late. But hey, I bought one because I thought it was really neat looking. And there's ones that are lighter. Now, I've seen really big crystal formations that somebody has bonded with a metal. I'm like, gosh, that crystal was probably thousands of dollars and you just messed it up with this bonding. But some people don't care. They really like the look of it. More power to you, right? But yeah, if you see anything like this that's got multiple colors and it has the word aura in it whatsoever, it did not come out of the ground like this. This has been bonded and altered by man to look this way. Our next one is a really big one. A lot of people get all bent out of shape over this, but geez, it's all just a crystal, right? And it's citrine. This is not real citrine. This is an amethyst that's been heated. Baked amethyst turns this color. Sometimes it's yellow like this. It can turn dark orange, but anything that has this dark yellow orange color, especially in like little clusters like this, this is baked amethyst. And it gets, I know for sure it gets brittle once this is baked. You can even hear it. Like there's little pieces moving around. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, it gets really brittle once you add heat to these. But yeah, this is not real citrine. It's still pretty. I have a couple pieces on display over here on my shelf. I mean, it's a real crystal. It's just amethyst. It's been altered a little bit. But technically, it is not a real citrine. Real citrine is light in color. This is a polished piece. Real citrine is very expensive because it's actually hard to find. Yeah, anything dark yellow, dark orange is probably not real. The real citrine I've seen, it's pretty light. Pretty light in color. Another giveaway is the tips are really dark and the bottom is lighter color. Here's another little citrine. Notice how small these are? Because these suckers are expensive. This is all I could afford. Really big pieces are pricey. But yeah, see how light and pale that is? That's real citrine. They're pretty, but they're kind of rare. And I have one. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not sure if this is real or fake. I don't know if you see polished real citrine that much. It could be. It's very light, but you could also heat this barely to turn this yellow, I suppose, if this was a light amethyst. But I'm not sure if this is fake or real. I'm going to say it's probably real. The light colored citrine is probably real. I think the people that bake it turn it that dark yellow color to catch your eye. I don't suppose somebody barely turned this yellow to sell it as a citrine, but you never know. So there is a possibility this could be a fake, not sure. Okay, the next one people seem to be surprised at if I say something to them, but opalite it's an opalescent glass. Opalite is a trade name for man-made glass that looks like this. This is glass. It seems to be expensive even though it's man-made glass. This little guy here was like 40 bucks. It's ridiculous. But it looks like it's got an opal color, lots of rainbow colors in there. It's pretty. I have this. I have it on my shelf up there. Doesn't mean you can't own it. Hey, if you like something, you just go after it. You own it. That's what I have to say. Who cares if it's man-made? Most of these, I mean, this is a glass, but most of these, they're real crystals. Rock them out. Do what you want. But if you like it, go ahead and buy it. I did. But yeah, this is a man-made opalescent glass. You'll see them tumbled a lot. There's a little opalite stuff. It's pretty glass, isn't it? Which leads me to other things they can call, I mean, you see colored glass quite a bit, trying to be obsidian. I'm pretty sure that this is a glass. They called it water obsidian. I've never heard of that. Now, I've heard of some Gaia stones. They're green. My husband has one from Mount St. Helens. It's a glass that formed from ash. And, you know, it's a glass. But it's supposed to have happened naturally. And it's a greenish color. I've never heard of water obsidian. And I'm going to say that this is fake. I think this is just glass. Beware. Only 2 more to go. Now this next one, I'm going to put a picture up here real quick. It's called Sunstone. It's usually orange with sparkly bits in it. I have one that's purple. It was called a purple sunstone, and it's in this little bracelet here. See that in there? It's dark purple, and there's lots of sparkles. Well, not focusing. But I liked it. I've owned this bracelet for many years. I think they're pretty. They're glass with bits of maybe copper or other little sparkly things, glitter, whatever, I guess, they can find to make these. Very sparkly. I don't have any others to show you, but real sunstone looks like this. Completely different. So there is a real sunstone, man-made sunstone. I mean, it's got little copper bits or glitter bits in it. You should be able to look and see. It's usually orange, and they've got some purple imposters out there too. All right, the last one I want to talk about is geodes. Now you see these pretty things all over. I have one. It's purple. You see them as bookends, coasters. I've seen some coasters. I actually wanted to get a set of purple coasters. I know they're dyed. They're pretty, right? Who cares? I own this to go on my shelf. But this has been dyed, and you can tell it is because there's no variation really. You've got dark purple, you've got the same saturation of light purple that was just covering up white. I mean, this was a real geode, but it's been dyed a darker purple color to be more attractive for a buyer. Sometimes you got purple along the outside here. This doesn't, there's some purple down here. Sometimes it comes off on your fingers and stuff. But the telltale sign, I think, of a dyed geode is there's no color variation in this. And here's another example. I believe this is dyed. Because there's no whites, there's no darks, it's all just this muted green color. Now if you look up close, you can kind of see layers that could have been white at one point in time. But I believe this is dyed also. So what are you looking for if you want a real geode? Well, you want to see different colors. You don't want to see the same color monochromatic throughout it. You're going to see white in a geode sometimes. You're going to see black, brown. This is what a real geode looks like, as you can see. There's brown, there's white, there's gray, there's some black. There's all different kinds of colors in here. That's not one monochromatic purple or teal going throughout it. So a real geode that isn't dyed, I look for white right away. Most geodes have some kind of white layer somewhere throughout it. If you don't see a white layer and it's just a lighter color of the dark color in it, probably dyed. Now they're pretty, they make really good bookends. Coasters are cool. I'm probably going to own a set. It's okay, it's a real geode. It's just been fluffed and sparkled to make it look more pretty. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed my video. There are many more fakes out there, and as I come across them in my crystal journeys, I'll try to share them with you. There are so many. Crystals are becoming popular here of late, so you have to watch out of somebody trying to make a quick buck. Usually the man-made or fake things are going to be cheaper for them to obtain or make to sell them to you at a higher price. So they're trying to make a bigger profit off of stuff that's not real. Again, when I say not real, these are real crystals, most of them, except for the things that are glass. They're real crystals. They've just been altered a little bit. If you like these things, buy them. I am not telling somebody not to buy or purchase these, or when you're out and about in a crystal shop thinking, oh, that one crazy crystal chick said this isn't real. Buy it if you like it. I did. Well, I hope you liked my video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.